Hello everybody, it's me, Clocky-chan, and I'm clocking in with a new video. I know it's been a while, I'm intermittent here and there, but I've been really focused and busy with cosplay and the cosplay community, and it's been a lot of fun. I've been living out my dreams and doing all sorts of stuff like that. Today, we are continuing with that cosplay theme. So recently, I've been cosplaying a lot more, and I've been getting the great honor of doing my friend's makeup, doing my own makeup, and I love doing makeup. I love doing body paint. I'm a big painter, big fan of it, and I keep getting questions. How do I do things? What products do I use? And I love doing live demonstrations, and I will always answer your questions if you ask me in person or at a con or online to my best ability, but I figured let's make a whole video and get ready and do it together. So, today, we are going to do one of my most commonly asked questions about how I do Aayla Secura's makeup. Now, this makeup can be used for any character with blue. I use the almost exact same techniques when I do Cortana. I will explain the differences as we're going along. You can use it for Glinda. Glinda doesn't. You can do makeup for Glinda. Elphaba, Princess Bubblegum, Marceline, Raven, Starfire, whatever. Anyone who's got a full face of color. This is universal. I just happen to be using blue today. So, first things first. The way I teach and the products I suggest, I try my very best to use the best quality, but the cheapest. I ain't got a lot of money. I'm broke. Subscribe, like and subscribe to this video. I don't got a lot of money, so I try to get drugstore brands because you know what? Last minute, you forgot your makeup. What are you gonna do? The only makeup you use is from Korea? Well, how am I supposed to do my makeup if the only thing I use is a $100 bottle? No. I try to use as many drugstore products as possible. There's a few products in here that I will recommend that I order because they're just the best quality. They last the longest. Again, they're not even that pricey. You can get a full set for a pretty good price, and they have deals and sell at cons all the time for my con goers. I bought one of these palettes at NYCC. So I will let you know products as I use them, and I will try to remember to link them in the description as I go. There are 3 main ways I do makeup when it comes to a full face of color. That is a liquid foundation, which I don't use as commonly, / I haven't gotten comfortable enough with it that I want to suggest it yet. Water-based paint, which is what we're going to be doing today, or airbrushing. Airbrushing is a whole other monster. It's fun, it's great, when you get the techniques, it's fast, it's amazing and helpful. It's not always the easiest thing to do. Airbrushes break, you have to know how to clean them, they're very particular, they're anti-clogging, they still clog, the amount of pressure you need. I could do a whole separate video on airbrushing techniques and makeup, but we're not going to touch on that today. Today we are doing water-based and a little bit of grease paint. So, classic drugstore things, maybe some things you can even get at Spirit Halloween during the Halloween spooky season. So we'll get right into it. First things first, I can do and often do full body paint. So that is my siren tattoos for Borderlands, and whatever, my stuff for Enchantress, my little sister from Bioshock, etc., etc. So we're doing Aayla Secura. She wears a crop top, which means her chest, neck, arms, and belly are exposed. Now, if I were doing a full photo shoot, I would go the airbrushing route and really get into detail about my body, and maybe we can do another video on doing that if I plan a photo shoot, because it's going to take a while to get into it, so somebody better take pictures when I'm done. But other times, when you're doing a full body, you can order a custom suit. A lot of people do with Darth Talon, or you can get something like this. Now, this is airbrushed with some detail. It looks really silly when it's not on, but it will make sense when it's on my body. This is a seamless, with the exception of like the shoulder seams, a full seamless color skin suit. This one's just a t-shirt. They have full cat suits. They have shorts and full legs. It is by We Love Colors. I will completely confirm that. Yes, We Love Colors. So I ordered this from We Love Colors. It is fantastic, great quality. I definitely recommend if you need gloves, tights, full body suits. It comes with the fingies and everything as well. So I cut a slit in this one just because this is the one that goes under Ayla's sleeve, so I can get one hand out and touch things when I need to, because it's not easy when you don't have fingers. But for the most part, full body, cut, shirt, whatever. So I will be wearing this. I am doing my full face, which means when you do a lot of makeup, this goes for doing makeup for a wedding, doing makeup for prom, doing makeup for any costume. If you're pulling something over your head, you need to be careful. So that is putting towels or tissues and you pull a shirt over, or what I do, especially if I'm doing a lot of makeup and I've thought about it beforehand, this weekend I didn't do that, I will put it on. If I mean, I could have done this more efficiently. Ta-da! So I will wear it around my neck, since I need my hands. I will wear it. That's just how I do it. You don't have to. It could be overstimulating. I get it. I get it. But we're still in the prep phase. So the thing about a good face of makeup and face paint is actually started before you even do your makeup. What do I mean by that? Well, shower. That would be great, for one. But two, skin prep. So I would suggest maybe 2 nights before, not exactly the night before, especially if you don't do it frequently. Exfoliating your skin. It gets all the dry, dead skin cells off, and it'll make a nice smooth surface to work with. If you have other conditions or want more things done, be careful, but there's an option of those little shaving face razors if you have baby hairs that you want things to be cleaned up. This is completely optional. You do not have to do the shaving. I do it when I have like many days of full face paint, just so I get it to lay even smoother so nothing sticks and bubbles. Fully optional. But exfoliating, maybe razoring some hairs carefully, and then hydrating. You're going to want to use lotions, creams, tonics, whatever your normal skincare routine is. For me, if you're curious, the only brand of skincare that I use is Innisfree. It is a Korean skincare brand that you can buy at Shephora. It's the only one that's been great for my sensitive skin. Most of the other acne, everything makes me break out. I don't like it. Innisfree makes my skin soft, keeps the acne away. I love it, and it's one of the more affordable products I've seen in the Korean skincare line and at Sephora, and it lasts me a very long time. So Innisfree is my favorite brand. You do not have to buy the brands that I suggest, but I am just letting you know that that's what I use. Okay. I think I forgot to grab something. I did. One moment. Now that you've done your night before or 2 nights before, preferably, especially with exfoliating, and now it's the day you have hydrated your skin, right? Good. Okay. All right. The first thing you're going to want to start with is primer. Prime your skin. Make it soft. Add lotion. Hydrate the skin. Hydrate the skin. This is the primer I use. Wow. ELF. You know ELF? One of the most affordable makeup brands on the market. And very readily available at drugstores, supermarkets, whatever. I have larger pores on my nose and cheeks, and a lot of the times when I do face makeup, especially colors, especially white, You can see my pores like crazy. Like crazy. This is the e.l.f. Poreless Face Primer. I guess I should turn on my external light here because we're using the camera a lot today. This is the e.l.f. Poreless Face Primer. Very affordable. Putting it on your skin. You can use your hands, I don't care. This makes my skin feel like satin. It's so smooth. It just feels like baby. Feels like baby skin. So we're gonna start with that. Now, there's a lot of amazing makeup tutorial people out there. And people who do, you know, not cosplay makeup, but just everyday glam makeup. Not everyday glam makeup, but glam makeup. I don't use nearly as much makeup as some of these artists do. Like, they clamp on that foundation. I do not. That much makeup does not sit on my skin. And I'm not saying those artists look cakey or anything at all. There's no hate towards it, but it does not work for me. I go in very, very, very thin layers and let things dry. I find it way easier to build upon. I find it's easier to control whether my skin likes it, if it's going to look good, etc., etc. If you're really good and you know what you're doing and you slap thick layers on, go right ahead. But as somebody who's painted most of her life, I just don't. You know, let's move Aayla to this side. There we go. Now she's in frame. That's great. Okay. So, I don't know what I was saying. Anyway, my skin's prepped. And just smooth. It feels like satin. Yeah, I can't really do ASMR. Sometimes I can, but not right now. I suffer from anxiety. Wow, who doesn't? My anxiety translates in the form of chronic nail biting. Haven't you tried? Yes, I have tried. I'm a chronic nail biter and a skin picker. It's never gonna stop. I'll never have those gorgeous pretty girl hands. Unless I do acrylics is the only time I will stop. But right now I don't have them, so my hands aren't, you know, sexy enough for ASMR. That's fine. Okay. Alright. We get right into makeup, right? Cool. We need to be blue. So what do? Put blue on? We don't. Color theory. I'm not going to go into an in-depth conversation about color theory, but I am going to explain. While I am Caucasian, I am not white. White is not this. This is not white. White would be this. Why is that important? When you put a color on top of a color, it will not be the color you thought it was. My skin tone has pinks and yellows and nudes and tans. I don't know what the classification of that is. So if I put blue on this, it's going to look green. So if I want blue skin, I need to be white. This does not necessarily apply to everybody with caramel and mocha and darker skin tones. That translates a little bit differently. I haven't done a ton, makeup. I've done airbrushing on darker skin tones. I haven't done direct face paint on darker skin tones very much. I've done Raven on a caramel skin tone, and that translates very well. So you just put white on it, and then you buff it out slowly, and not a lot of white, because the caramel will help the white just immediately transition into gray and very ashy, which is what you want for Raven. For darker skin tones, even then, doing airbrushing to color shows up on their skin very nicely if you do it correctly. I'm not going to pretend I know everything about darker skin tones, but I'm going to talk about white people. And by white people, I mean white people. there is several options here. Again, you can airbrush yourself white. We're not doing that today. Or you can use one of my 2 favorite products. LA Girl. Buy it at Ulta. It's not expensive. No. Been using it for a while. LA Girl in white. Or Mehron. Now, you can use the Mehron white liquid or water-based paint. I haven't had as much luck with that one because it will come out very streaky. So I've really loved the cream stick blends. Now this can be used in any color. I recommend Mehron. So when I say I use drugstore brands, yes. And when I say I use a brand that you do need to order on Amazon or directly from their site or go to cons, it is going to be Mehron. Mehron, Mehron, Mehron. I use them for everything, all the time, any colors. I am attempting to learn some work with sunset makeup. Haven't gotten there yet, so I can't do a full review on that. And I did buy a blue foundation that I want to try for these, but we're going to talk about what my regular is. So, we've gone through the early prep, the pre-prep, the prep, and the prep. And now we're prepped. So let's get into it. So we start white. Now you can do the cream. Or you can do foundation. Whichever works. And often for these, I just use paintbrushes or sponges, whatever you have on hand. You don't have to have the exact expensive products. You don't need to go and order top of the line. Buy sponges from the dollar store. I don't even know if they sell makeup sponges. They probably do. Buy sponge packs from CVS, Walgreens, Rite Aid, whatever. It's fine. Don't overthink it. Underthink it, if you will. Now, Aayla is wearing Leku. Well, not wearing, she has Leku. So I do not have to do my ears. I don't have to go as far back on my forehead as I normally will, but I'm still going to anyway. Does this layer of white need to be perfect? No. Because it's a base. It's a base, it's a base, it's a base. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Doesn't need to be a thing. Don't be perfect. It doesn't matter. Also, I said I needed to be white. Does that mean I need to be pure white? Just enough white to help cancel out the yellows and pinks. Or caramels and mochas. Now, a friend of mine said that she mixes the white with the paint to get the color she wants. That's possibly an option too. I work like a canvas painter, and I do one layer at a time. I don't usually pre-mix my colors. I mix on my canvas. That's just what I do. Always have, always will, probably. I don't know. Maybe I'll get better at it. But this is where we're at. So. Ta-da! Now we're white. It's my face paint. Is it perfect? No. Is it splotchy? Yeah. Is that okay? Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's very okay. You don't have to be perfect. Now, I have this awesome Mehron cosplay palette, which is fantastic. I bought this one at a convention. My go-to is always, when it comes to Borderlands Sirens, Aayla, and Cortana, has been this blue puck. I have had this same puck for so many years and done so many makeup looks. Now I'm finally seeing the bottom. I do have a second one, so don't worry about it. My mom got it for me for Christmas. This is Sky. Sky. I love this color. I love it, I love it, I love it. Whenever I do blue, this is pretty much the one I will start with. Nothing. This is water-based paint. Where this one, I just smeared it on. It's cream. It's grease. That's what this is typically what you're going to find at Spirit Halloween, and you can work with it with practice. Just thin layers. Don't slather that grease on. You're going to look shiny and oily, unless that's what you're going for. I mean, go ahead. But I do thin layers. And then, again, this is water-based. But that doesn't mean pour water into it. You can, I guess. But in order to I think, get a smoother, cleaner blend is little by little, only add a little by little, and then it becomes a creamy application as opposed to like a drippy, streaky water. So, let's start blue. Like, I'm barely using water. If you're seeing the way you know, if you've ever gotten your nails done at a salon, see if you can see the tip of my brush, and they're applying the acrylic powder, and they put like their brush in like the bare minimum. You can go as fast or as slow as you want, as gentle or as not. I'm going quicker than maybe I normally would for the sake of video demonstration. Okay, hey Clocky, my makeup or face paint requires that I don't have eyebrows. What do I do? Well, if you have one of those costumes where your eyebrows are gone, there are some fantastic tutorials out there on how you cover them using a glue stick and or eyelash glue and setting powder. I will link in the description a cosplayer that I'm very familiar with named alittleandroid, who just somewhat recently, as of my time of recording this video, recorded a tutorial on how to cover your eyebrows properly. I'm not an expert on doing so. I haven't had to do it very often. I've done it for Asami Sato and a few characters like that, but I would not classify myself as an expert in that, so I will link somebody else. You would do your eyebrow gluing and setting before you get down to your face paint. Because now it would be hard and weird. Ta-da! We're blue. Now, if you're just doing a quick costume and you're not super familiar with face paint, if you want to, you could stop here. In my work and what I'm doing, this is not done. This is the first layer, because we work in layers in Clocky's world. Layers! Which means, yeah, we let it dry. We let it dry a little bit. Just a little bit. Why don't we use my little... And then we go in and put more layers in! Okay, now we're on the second layer. I don't normally do that. I usually just listen to music and hang out with my friends while I'm getting ready. But, so, while we're waiting for, layers or in between, another good reason on why I barely use a lot, if any, water when I'm doing this, yes, it makes a creamier application when putting it on my skin, but also, this is a water-based paint. So if I and put that on my skin, yeah, it's, in a sense, if you're, maybe put it on too thick, that could be helpful to smear it around. But if I do that and I start going, it's just gonna wipe off the makeup because it's not dried or set, and it's just gonna cause it to be streaky because I'm just rubbing water into a water-based paint, and it's too much. So less water can sometimes be better, because if you use too much water, you want the water to pick up the paint and put the paint down, not to pick up the paint, if that makes sense. Because I've done it, I'll go in and I'll start being like, well, I gotta smear this out, and then I'll just wipe all the makeup right off my nose. because I went in with a super wet paintbrush and just wiped my makeup right off. Because it's a water-based paint and it's not set. It's not fully cured, it's not set, it's not dried, and right now I'm wiping it off my forehead with a too wet brush. Because I want to apply paint, not remove. But my makeup is still patchy. You're right, it is. So sunset makeup, I haven't been able to afford it or get my hands on it yet, but sunset makeup makes colored setting powders. And boy, oh boy, would I die for a full set of sunset colored setting powders. Because that would be fracking huge and helpful for the things that I do. The things that I do, which are face paint. Now, I'm currently looking into getting a large, full set of all colors to bring to convention, so I don't have to bring multiple palettes. But these are my common palettes for the blue that I do. Now, I have a lot of other palettes when it comes to, I have purples and greens and blues, because I buy palettes based on the colors that I need. Makeup Revolution, Ulta. Makeup Revolution, Ulta. Juvia's Palace, Ulta. These are all pretty readily available. These aren't necessarily at your CVS and Walgreens and Rite Aids, but there are just colored palettes there. And I'm not looking for swatches of gorgeous pigment right now. Yeah, I use those on the glam makeups that I do. We're not talking about glam makeup right now. We're talking about face paint. Why do I need all these? Does it really matter if they're super expensive or cheap? What is this for? I don't have sunset setting powder, so I use eyeshadow. Glitter, shine, heaven. Eyeshadow and fluffy brushes. That's it. That's it. That's all I do. I get a color that matches the skin tone that I'm going for. We're still not done. We got layers, baby. Layers! Like onions, like ogres. Layers! So I put my white on as my base. Then I put some blue on for my base. And then I put some blue on for the over base to fill in what I messed up. And now I'm putting eyeshadow on to blur, fill in where my pores might be, where my brush got streaky, add depth because it's not the exact same shade as what I painted with. And is that okay? Oh yeah, because guess what? A skin tone is not one color. And something that I do, now this is very much cosplayer dependent and preference, when you're looking at an image, you gotta decide what the character looks like to you, what it looks like to them. If you want to do an absolute reproduction of a character that's maybe a complete 2D animation, and it's a fully flat color, then yeah, maybe you need to be a little more specific when you add your colors and make sure they match exactly. But a lot of the times, a character is not a board. You're not a canvas. You're not a 2D animation. You're a person. You're a human. You're bringing something to life. So that's going to have depth. It's going to have dimension. And you want to add that. So having different shades, different colors is great. When I do, a friend of mine named Susie Creates Cosplays makeup, currently my big thing for her is doing Nebula. That's blue and purple. But we add green for her shading. We add green in the blue for a skin tone because my skin tone, remember, is not white. It's nude. It's pink. It's yellow. It's got streaks of blue for veins, whatever. Adding different shades of the same section of a color wheel is actually a great idea. It's great for you. It's great for your skin. And it's going to make it look way more realistic. Now the lighting in here is, making me look really patchy and blush. I'm just kidding, it's not that bad. if I wasn't wearing Leku and I was doing this makeup for Cortana, I would be filling in my ears as well. I don't need to because I got little ear cones. Another thing, the difference between Aayla and Cortana is the way I do, the major difference is the way I do the eyes and lips. Cortana is an AI, she's all blue, all blue, all blue, all blue. So I'd be doing blue eyeshadows and blue lips to go with it. Aayla has brown eyes and has more of a smoky eyeshadow look, so we're going to be doing that. And then her lips are like a pink nude type color. So this is where the tutorial will differ. If this was Cortana, I would be doing deep blues and things like that. But I'm not. Isn't that crazy? That was one palette. And we're going to go to a different palette. And we're going to add another color that looks similar but different. Because now my skin tone is a little bit smoother. A little bit smoother. We're going to open up the Mehron palette again. Well, this is different than the Puck. So this is Sky, is a different color than both of these blues, which I love, because now we add dimension, baby! We love her. We love her. She's pretty. She's iconic. She's artistic. She's fantastic. So we're going to go in with dark blue for contour. I don't know why I'm talking like that. So I don't know why I let my brush fully dry out before I started that. It's the same as if you were contouring a humanoid skin tone. You'd use shades darker than your normal skin tone. And you'd go in and add dimension and things like that. So we'll do it. Another makeup trick that is super important, in my opinion, and not necessarily just in the sense of doing color. When you put on makeup for cosplay, you're paying a lot of attention to your face, because that's, you know, where makeup would start most of the time. But now that you're putting all this makeup on your face, the rest of your body can get really washed out. So if you're cosplaying and you're planning on doing photos and photo shoots, always try to add some bronzer or contouring to the underside of your chin or slightly down your neck so that you don't look like a floating head. By that I mean you just have perfect makeup and then a neck. Draw your makeup down so you don't have a floating head in photos. It will make a huge, huge difference. So that's what I'm doing. I'm also shaping my face a little bit. Not that it super matters, because my Leku kind of cover most of this, but for demonstration purpose. Now your contouring can depend on face shape, what the character's face shape is, if you're trying to mimic the character's face shape, if you're trying to just make it flatter your face. All are valid. Just know what you want to do ahead of time. Or not. I just wing it most of the time, so you don't really have to know what you're doing ahead of time. I'm adding shadows back into my face because I removed them when I did all this face paint, and it can make you look flat and like a floating head. So I put them back in. It's rough, it's janky, it's not good. It's okay, we're not done. Hey, we're not done. It's okay, baby. It's okay, baby. It's also okay to make mistakes, because again, this is just water-based paint. You can always wash it off and start again. It's alright, you got time. The world can wait. And now we're going to do the opposite and go in with our light. We know her, we love eyes, we love seeing it, we love cheekbones, we love definition. Now I added all that dark under my chin, so I'm going to add a light right above it so I can shape out where my chin and jaw would be. So again, this is water-based paint, and if you're adding definition to your face, I didn't blend at all. You don't want to get the sponge wet. If you're sponging the way that I am, you can keep going with the brush because you're just gonna wipe the paint off. Having grease paint is a great way to combine the shades that you're, giving yourself definition for without getting your sponge wet, and it helps to smooth out areas because it's not the same type of makeup, and you won't pick up your makeup and destroy what base layers you've put down because you're adding a very different type on top. We've got definition. It's still not perfect. It does look very splotchy right now. I promise you, it's not as splotchy as it looks on camera. It's just the lighting is really harsh, alright? Don't be mean. I'm being nice to you and you're being mean to me. And we go back in with our generic drugstore eyeshadows. Yeah, that's right. We go back in because now we've added a thick layer of base. So we start smoothing that baby out. So I'll go in with white. Hi, now we're on to a new step. Depending on your character, do you have eyebrows or not? Do you have to hand draw your eyebrows on? What color are your eyebrows? Do you have to match them? Aayla has brown eyebrows, so I do them the same way I do my everyday eyebrow makeup. I'm not very good at eyebrows, I'll be honest with that one. Good at a lot of things. Eyebrows, not necessarily. Now, a lot of things may be going through your mind while you're doing these makeup. It looks bad, it looks blotchy, it doesn't make sense. I learned while doing Borderlands paint makeup. Borderlands, if you do not know, is cel shading. Cel shading is a very intense style of paint and makeup, and it makes everything look surreal and unrealistic and weird. And when only one half of something is painted and the other half isn't, it doesn't match. So when I have a blue face, but no blue skin or no matching wig, it doesn't look right, it doesn't match. It's hard. Anxiety sucks and your brain is gonna be mean, but the thing you gotta learn, and you gotta just learn to tough it out. And I crashed out the first time I did Aayla's makeup, so I'm speaking from experience. I was like, this is ugly and I'm never gonna wear this out of the house. And then I trusted the process and I kept going. Before I wiped it off, I went, I'm gonna go through the full finishing product. I'm gonna go and do every detail that needs to be done. Finishing products include, if you have to put contact lenses in, your eyebrows, your eyeshadow, your eyeliner, your mascara, your lips, your wig. Because that will change the way your face looks and the way your makeup looks. And you will see when I finish the product. You gotta trust the process. It's hard. It sucks. Especially green. That's not a call out to a friend who may watch this video who did green recently. That's not a call out to her. I'm just stating that green, poor alphabet cosplayers, is one of the hardest ones to do. Because green is not flattering. And it's tough. And we all grew up watching, I'm gonna generalize you all. We all grew up watching Shrek. The second you start putting green on your face, before you finish all your details, you're gonna feel weird, and you're not always, but sometimes gonna feel like an ogre. Green's a harsh color. It's a harsh color. I swear this was not a call out. It just made me think of it. I love you very much, bestie. You know who you are. If you watch this. If you don't, also, I don't care. This isn't for you. Unless we want it to be for you. It could be for you. She might watch this and be like, girl, what were you talking about? Alright. Well, there's many ways to go about these next steps. For this, alright, this is an expensive palette. In my defense, somebody gave it to me for free. I do normally use ColourPop when it comes to these shades, though. I just like this palette because I've got it for free, so. You don't have to buy this palette. Don't go out of your way to buy this palette. Any palette with shades of browns, grays, and blacks, neutral, nude palettes, is fantastic. Pick your poison. This just happens to be mine because I have it on hand. So then we go in and we start doing the eyes. I work in layers. She's got a smoky eye look. I'm not going to go in with black yet. I'm going in with gray. I like to build. And now this goes when I do glam and cosplay makeup that's not just full face, but maybe it's just eyes and whatever. Eyeshadow and foundations are all meant to be buildable, so you definitely want to make sure you get a buildable product when purchasing. Now again, I'm not saying buy this specific palette I'm using, but find one, look on Consumer Reports, look up on TikTok, not the people who have like the check marks and that are genuinely selling you things, but people who tell you how buildable a product is. That is very important for cosplay makeup. Now, the way I do my smoky eyes is a little bit different than others. I am blessed with hooded eyes, so I draw my makeup a little bit higher than other people would, and I go out a little longer, because if I just do it on the eyelid, which I have right here, there's no makeup there. There's no makeup. I have hooded eyes. That's the way it is. That was too much. Too much. See? Even while doing a tutorial, I do too much. But it's okay. Because our product is buildable. So you can just keep smearing it around and you'll eventually get where you want to go. Now, I don't know if I do this because I have hooded eyelids or I've just gotten addicted to doing it. One of my favorite products, and I did order this one specifically. I'm sure there's other ones. I didn't know where to find them. This was my first time ordering one of these, so I don't have a lot of experience. It is Kohl eyeliner. This one is the long-lasting Kajal eyeliner from Lamel. I don't know if I do this because I have hooded eyelids, but I like to do the emo early 2000s look where I put it on and then I smudge it out, and then I use eyeshadow to keep smudging it. So it's on there and it is not pretty. It's not pretty. I didn't put a wing. I didn't put a flick. I didn't do anything nice. I just put Kohl eyeliner on there, and now I'm going to use a really tiny brush and just smear it into a wing that I want. Smear it into a shape. Smear it along the crease of where my eyelashes are. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. And use small and then build, or use a lot and smear. I don't care. Expression. Cosplay. You got to remember the play part. Self-expression. Do your makeup how you want. It's okay to add your own flair to every character you do. That's all good. I think most characters deserve glitter. Are they wearing glitter in the video game? No, but I'm still gonna add it. Because glitter's cool, you know what I'm saying? I just put my brush in my eyebrow. And then I'm gonna take my little brush and I'm gonna start adding black and smearing that in. I think smearing Kohl eyeliner helps to create a much smokier look on my eyes, so that's what I choose to do. That's what I chose. We're getting somewhere. And guess what? Maybe I made a mistake. So then I go get some of those blues that I wanted earlier, and I just put them back. And I just return the color. And blend, blend, blend. Build, blend and build, blend and build. It's okay. You can do it. I believe in you. And we're getting eyes. I don't have a stereotypical beauty. I don't have a symmetrical face. My nose is crooked. My nose is big. My eyes are different sizes. My cheekbones are a little different. I speak to one side because my mouth. I don't have a symmetrical face, and I'm not stereotypically beautiful. So this is what you get when you look at me. This is what you get. This is what you get. Yeah. Would you look at Aayla Secura and say she has glitter on her eyes? No. But self-expression, man. I'm gonna add it because it adds dimension. And here we go. We move on to eyeliner. And what product do we use here? Oh wait, I guess I should have. Did I mention everything? You might have seen it. My eyebrow prep work is Shephora brand. Then I go in with e.l.f. Wow. e.l.f. eyebrow stuff. We're killing it. We're killing it, Garrett. And then we go on with eyeliner. Liquid eyeliner in that. And it's e.l.f. once again. Wow, these drugstore products are crazy. Going crazy, going hard. I don't have a lot of money. I'm not a big influencer. You don't need big money. You don't need big products. You don't need big expenses. Drugstore products, man. How you do your eyeliner depends on how you want to look and how your face shape is. Again, I have hooded eyes, so I drag my eyeliner out a little bit further than most. And sometimes, to extend my eyes and make them look prettier, I add fake eyelashes. And I don't mean glue-on-ons, I mean I draw them. I'm drawing eyelashes right now. I don't know if I can even get close to the camera. This is what real skin tone looks like too. It's not perfect, okay? It's never gonna look perfect. Your skin isn't a canvas. You're not a piece of paper. It's not perfect. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I'm not a young lass. It's gonna be fine. Now you can curl your eyelashes. I barely have any eyelashes to begin with. I got blessed with short eyelashes. Sometimes it works for me, sometimes it doesn't. But I will still put mascara on anyway, even though they're existent but not really existent, so we'll do it. My mascara is one of my two. The mascara I use is one of my more expensive products, just because I haven't found one that I like better than this. It is Tarte. I do mostly use the tubing mascara. It's just a little dried up right now at the moment, and I haven't been able to afford a new one. It's not that expensive compared to most mascaras and things that you can buy, but it's one of my pricier products that I regularly buy, and I just haven't bought a new one yet. So this is also Tarte. It was just in a pack that I got. This is the Man-Eater one. This one's the Tartelette Tubing Mascara. The tubing mascara works best for my short eyelashes to give me eyelashes that look like they're existent. This one's not bad. I only started using it like 2 days ago. It's not bad. I like the applicator on it. I already smeared my makeup. That's okay. Because guess what? I could just smear it in further. By that I mean I got liquid eyeliner on it and I didn't let it dry. So it created a line because I have hooded eyelids. My nose is so itchy. But what if you're still not comfortable with your makeup? You can still go in with more layers of face paint, eyeshadow. Just keep going until you're comfortable. So I'm gonna add more until I'm comfortable. A product I've recently become obsessed with, and what I'm going to be using today, is the NYX Ulta! It's drugstore makeup. It's the Ulta, blah, blah, blah. It's the NYX Lip IV. It's like a lip stain, but it's a hydrating gloss serum, so you put it on, and glossy may not be what you're looking for a character. You can dab it off, but the longer it stays on, the darker your lips are going to get. If you wait patiently. Right now, I gotta take some of the blue. It does transfer to your teeth. Sometimes when it's really wet and you're still putting it on. Once it's dried and stained, and it's been on for a long time, it won't continuously. Like sometimes reds keep rubbing off. Only when you're initially applying it have I had it, if I put it on like thick. See, my teeth are a little pink right now. That's okay. Because we're not putting this out, and then we're running outside. We're gonna wait. We're not done. Not even dressed yet, honey. Now, at times like this, I would typically put on fake eyelashes. I'm probably not going to do that for the sake of this video. I use whatever set I buy off of Amazon. I don't really have a picky thing. I mostly use magnetic eyeliner ones. Those have worked better for me than eyelash glue. I don't know why. They just do, so I typically use magnetic eyeliner and magnetic lashes. Just my personal preference. They are a bit weird to get used to if you haven't done them frequently, because there are tiny little magnets on there, and if you have put eyelids, sometimes if you don't put it on in the exact perfect position where you want it, you can kind of feel them on your eyelid. But cosplay is pain, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Cosplay is pain, beauty is pain, you know, learn to love it. My inner eyes are still skin colored. You can go in with a colored eyeliner, you can go in with eyeshadow, whatever. A lot of times I'll just go in with a waterline pencil. This one's one of my pricier ones. Again, still not as bad as some, but this is Urban Decay, just because I was looking for a really good water eyeliner. If e.l.f. makes one, I don't know about it currently, and I will switch to that if they do. It says 24-hour wear, and that it's a good waterliner and it doesn't come off. I haven't seen that to be the case, personally. Mine still comes off, and it doesn't stay on my waterline for very long, but it does, especially when I'm doing paint like this, blur out the waterline at least a little bit while it's on there, so it's not like skin color blue, skin color blue. You get it. You get it. You're just that guy, gal, they, them that gets it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't have to put contacts in. She has like light brown eyes. I have dark brown eyes. It's fine. Self-expression. And then we go in with If Only We Had Sunset Makeup finishing powder. So, especially if you're using a black or a blue or whatever, when you put setting powder, I use Makeup Revolution from Ulta in translucent baking powder, setting powder, whatever. I don't care. I don't even know if there's a difference. There might be a difference. When you use this, it's going to blur the makeup a little bit. So especially if you're using a black, it'll probably make it look ashy and gray. So getting that sunset makeup, if you want to sponsor me, I'm just kidding. If you use a color to set it, it'll blur it without dulling the color. I don't have that, so I just use my translucent. So we go in and we set everything with powder. Carefully. Don't use anything wet, because you have a water-based face paint on. And don't smear, because your makeup's not set yet. You can go in with a light fluffy brush. I just typically dab it in, because it helps me blend any harsh lines I left for the last moment of makeup prep. Did you get like my lip just made that noise? That was strange. Why is that purple? You wanna see that? My forehead is purple. I don't know why. That's purple. That is purple. Whatever. But now we're going in and smearing and fading and smoothing and smudging my makeup. And we're almost there. Now we have to set our makeup. What do you set it with? Whatever your favorite setting spray is. Whatever one holds your makeup. Who cares? Enjoy it. You don't want to soak your face because it's water-based. If you're using airbrush, it might be alcohol based, so know what primers and things you're using. If you have an alcohol based makeup, you need to know what setting spray to use. Speaking of, I don't even know what setting spray this is. Doesn't matter. Just know there's alcohol based makeup, there's grease based makeup, and there's water based makeup, and there's dry makeup. I don't know. So when you come to makeup removal, water based makeup, come off in the shower. Grease paint, you're gonna need soap and water and micellar water. Alcohol based, you're gonna need micellar water or alcohol based remover to get it off. Will it come off in water if you scrub hard enough? Sure, if you want. As far as I know, it's drippy itchy. Trying not to do it because I don't know. Damn it. Itchy! I'm wiping my makeup off right now, but whatever. Okay. I use wow Elf Power Grip Dewy Setting Spray. Ta-da! Is that it? Sure, I don't know. There's different ways to do this. Setting spray, setting powder, setting powder, setting spray, setting powder, setting spray. Do it on repeat until you feel comfortable that it's not going to rub. If you want my secret, do I recommend this for everybody? No. Is it the best to do it? Maybe not. I don't know. It works for me, okay? The best way I seal thick body paint and face paint, siren tattoos, cell shading, blue face, hairspray. I use hairspray. Specifically, hey cosplayers, what hairspray do you commonly have on hand? Ladies and gentlemen, got to be glued. Yeah, that's crazy. I don't soak my face in it. No, but I will do a light misting. And I'll do this off camera because I'm going to gas chamber my room if I do it in here. You can do a little misting. Ooh. And then maybe another layer. Ooh. If you do too much, it will get tight and it will be shiny. Just be careful. Do thin layers. And again, it'll gas chamber, so maybe don't do it in front of your friends when they're in the hotel room and they'll pass out in front of you. In the bathroom, or there's a fan in front of an open window. You can do setting spray. I typically do a setting spray and a setting powder, and then I'll dust in hairspray. I don't know if other people do that. It was just something I started doing with my siren tattoos because sometimes I've had experiences where a man thinks he can come up and wrap his arms around your waist because you're wearing a crop top, and they're like, I want to take a picture with you, so they wrap their arms around you and they rub your tattoos right off because they're like, hey, and you're like, okay, thanks, I had body paint on, also I didn't say you could touch me. So I had to come up with some ways to basically got to be glue that siren tattoo on my skin, so in case somebody decided to harass me in public at a con, cosplay is not consent. Oh, you men, women, they, thems, whatever, incels, whoever, whatever. Don't touch people. Don't touch people. Don't touch people. I don't care what they're wearing. Don't touch them. If they're wearing armor, don't touch them. If they're wearing a dress, don't touch them. If they're wearing a bodysuit, don't touch them. If they have paint on, don't touch them. Don't touch people. Don't touch. Seal your makeup. And now, does it still look kind of weird? Do I look strange? Maybe. But just wait. Ready? Ready? Here we go. And then you put on the final costume. So, at this point, where your neck meets this, you can add more blue, make sure there's touch-ups. Whatever might have smeared while getting your leku on, because they are not easy to put on, and they're not necessarily heavy, but they are a weight on your head. These leku were made by J. Doss, not by me. The rest of that cosplay was made by me. You got to wait for your finished product. Oh, we could be like halvesies. Ah, cursed Aayla. And so that's my Aayla Secura makeup tutorial. That's what I did. Wait for your finished product. I smeared a lot because for some reason I was being silly and could not get my leku on today. Touch up your makeup, adjust your headpiece, adjust your leku. Everything is a work in progress. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video, but for now, I'm clocking out. Bye-bye!